Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to share 10 uncommon ways to save money on MSC.
And the first one, jumping right in, is in the arcade, the game area. They do offer a lot of games you can play. A lot of them are paid. So for instance, they have really cool simulators, F1, car simulators. On the last cruise we were on, they had the Robotron, which is kind of like a stationary roller coaster carnival thing. They've also got billiards, different things, video games you can pay for, and they all cost money. They've got 3D things as well. Even bowling on like the MSC Memorabilia. Now what they do is you buy a card and
a game card.
And you put a certain amount of money on that and then you pay for it. But if the more you put on initially, the more free dollars you get. So if you buy two $50 cards, you might get 10 extra dollars with each card. But if you buy a $100 card, you might get 40 extra dollars. So what they told us is that the cards can be shared amongst people. And so you're better off just buying one card and getting the higher bonus than buying a bunch of different cards for all of your children or all of the people in your party, if you're going to be doing things at the same time and doing them together. So just a little bit of way to get some extra free money on your card.
Now the next way to save some money is internet package. So MSC does theirs a little bit different. Their packages, once you sign in with a device, that internet package is connected to that device. So you can't switch back and forth between, say, your tablet and your phone, or your computer and your phone. Once you sign up with your phone, you can't use it on a different device, but you can. How did we get around that a little bit?
Yeah, you sign up with your phone and put your hotspot on, and that did work for us. So we each signed up. We bought the one package with two devices. Now you can use the two devices on two different people's phones, and so then the two phones we put hotspots on, and we ended up getting like 6 devices for the one package, 2 devices. And we only bought the lowest data rate, not the streaming one. We were still able to sort of stream when we had good service, but when it was bad service,
it was bad all the way around.
Yeah, it was bad all the way around. So that is a way to save a little bit of money, and you can definitely do that. Now make sure that your phone is able to get into hotspot mode. You're going to be in airplane mode, most likely while you're on the ship. So put your phone now into airplane mode and make sure you can get in a hotspot. All phones are different. Some people were able to do it, some people are not. We both got ours to work. I'm on an Android Google Pixel and she's on an iPhone, and we both had it working. Other people on an iPhone did not have it working though, so you have to just check and see if that'll work for you.
Yeah, it could be a little bit tricky. All right, the next way that you can save, uncommon way that you can save some money on MSC is with looking at the spa packages and through the specialty restaurants as well, is that if you're not sure if you want to do any spa treatments or if you want to do the specialty restaurants, is keep an eye out every day for the program coming out, because there are great specials on there all the time, which was amazing to see that. We did buy a couple things ahead of time and we're like, oh, that's a great deal, you know. So if you're looking for like massage specials or any treatments, they do some really good specials, which I thought they were more discounted than I'm used to seeing on cruise lines. Same thing with the specialty restaurants. I noticed several times they had like 20% off. You know, the specialty restaurants for the a la carte. So if you don't want to, you know, get into buying the specialty restaurant package, you can keep an eye out for that and do that instead.
Now, if you don't have the drink package, another one you can do is get the drink of the day. So each day they have one drink of the day, and that is going to be a discounted drink. And if you're not super picky about your drink, you could save a lot of money on that by just getting the drink of the day most days, and you're going to save quite a bit of money doing that, as opposed to the specialty restaurants. Now we did notice, like, if you're also only going to be drinking a soda or something like that, they are about $3.25 on our last cruise. So you know, it's not really worth getting a package if you're only going to be drinking 1 or 2 drinks a day, and save some money. Just do that, and then also just utilize the drink of the day.
Yes, that's a great way to save. What's the next one?
Next one is to book directly through the MSC website, because they will be offering you some specials that your travel agent, or if you're using an online like Expedia or Orbitz, they're not going to have the same special. So we booked our last cruise directly with MSC. We got a little bit more onboard credit. They also gave us access to a water package, which doesn't normally show up in the Caribbean, but it showed up because this was a transatlantic cruising, and it did say right on our thing that you only got it if you booked directly on their website. When we booked, in fact, we didn't even know we were getting it. We just kind of saw it later on, and that turned out to be a really good perk.
Yeah.
And so just about everybody that booked on the MSC website had that, and differing levels of onboard credit that they were given. We saw everything from $30 to $500 of onboard credit. So definitely do that, and you're not going to miss out on anything. And maybe you don't think you'll want it, but it could come in handy like that water package did for us.
Right, and that was for bottled water, because the tap water is free, you know, everywhere. But if you want bottled water, that's what we were getting with this package, which was great because we were able to enjoy that in our room. Whenever we wanted bottled water, we could have that there, as opposed to having to run out and refill a bottle or something like that.
Yeah, I think another way to do it, to save some money, is not to buy the specialty packages. The first day you get on the ship, they're going to be pushing those really hard. They're among the most aggressive at selling the specialty packages for dining that of any cruise ship. And the reason is because they're not really a very good deal. You're going to save a lot of money just by going a la carte on MSC, and you're going to get better food because they don't include the best food in their specialty packages in the packages. When you get to the restaurant, you actually have to pay an upgrade fee to get, say, filet or ribeye or lobster in your meal. You're going to get just kind of like the basic level of cut with the package, and you're going to be disappointed that you then had to pay even more on top of the package when you thought you'd paid all your money. So
it can be very frustrating.
Don't do that. Just wait, get the a la carte, get the discount on the a la carte, and you'll be a lot better off.
One thing you'll notice when you're booking with MSC is that they have varying levels of service that you can choose. It starts at Bella and Aria and Fantastica, and then there's also something called the Yacht Club. So what level should you choose? Why or why not should you choose which level, or what should we do? What's the best thing to do there? How can you save money?
Unless you have a real specific need, just go with the Bella. That's going to be the cheapest one. You can't pick your room, which is the one downfall of that. But if you're not super picky, you're going to save a lot of money on the Bella. We have found that the perks included in the other packages are really not worth much at all. As far as
financially they're not worth a lot.
Not worth nearly what you're paying. So you're better off saving that money and then taking that money and applying it to a specialty restaurant or applying it to the thermal suite, and you'll have a much better cruise experience overall. And speaking of the thermal suite, they do have ways to save money on there. If you buy the package ahead of time, I think that's the best way to go. We usually do that, but if you didn't get that, once you get on, they do offer a 2-for-1 day some days, where, you know, for a day pass.
For the day pass.
Yeah, and even though that's still more than buying the package, if you only want to go for a day, like one sea day, that's a good way to go. Get a 2-for-1.
And 2 of you can go for the price of 1, so it's really half price, which is a really good deal. A lot of times people don't want to spend the money because they don't think they'll use the thermal suite enough, and say like a week-long cruise. We always get it because it's kind of our special treat always that we do for ourselves on cruises. And so we're pretty much always going to do it. If they have a thermal suite, you can guarantee we'll be signing up for the most part. But if that's not really your thing, but you want to try it out for maybe like a sea day or something, it'd be perfect. And that's usually when they have that 2-for-1 special. So keep an eye out for that daily program, like I mentioned earlier too, with the other spa treatments. They do have those specials in there.
I think another thing for MSC is their shore excursions, while not quite as exorbitant as like Princess or Holland America. The shore excursions can be done cheaper on your own. So if you want to save some money, definitely plan your own shore excursion out. Just do some looking online. We've got videos on a lot of the ports too, which you can do. A lot of the things you can ride a free bus to the same place that you're paying $79 for a shore excursion to take you, and then once you get there, the admission is only like $25. So really, you're just paying $50 for them to set it up for you and help you know where to go. But if you do a little bit of research, you can get that all done on your own and save a lot of money.
Yeah, and we almost always do our shore excursions DIY, and we've got those here on the channel, so make sure you check those out because that is really a great way to save money. Now, one thing to keep in mind is to make sure when you're doing a DIY excursion is to make sure you give yourself enough time to get back in time to the ship before you depart.
Yeah, and another way to save money is to book your next cruise while you're on board the ship, if you know what you want to do and you're enjoying your experience. While we didn't see that there was a lot of savings by doing that, I was kind of looking at what they were offering in prices and then what I could get online through other, through their website or whatever. It wasn't that big of a savings, but they did offer a little bit of onboard credit. And while we were doing it, they did offer price protection, where if you found a lower price later on, they would reduce your price. And that, I think, was the best thing.
Yeah.
So if you get that offer, then you know you're kind of locked in, and you can get, if they drop the price, you're going to get it. Because if you just book off the ship online, once you pay, you're really, you're not going to get a lower price. And in fact, on our last MSC cruise, we paid a pretty good, we got a pretty good deal, but then they even dropped it $100 lower, and we couldn't get that price. So whereas if we had locked that in on a previous cruise, we could have got that even better price when we found it. So
yeah, definitely. Well, hopefully these tips will help you out in making decisions on if you want to be cruising with MSC. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel.